Depression is existing in a body that's fighting its hardest to stay alive with a mind that wants to die. And when I read that, I was like, that is precisely how this feels. My body, because one of the things before I actually experienced depression for the first time, I had this intuitive sense that depression is kind of a low emotional arousal state where everything is actually it's barely discernible from relaxation in some strange way. That's what, or so I thought until I experienced it. And then I was like, despite the fact that I was depressed, there was no relaxation here whatsoever. My body was on fire. My mind would not stop.
Yeah.
And the lethargy was there, but it was just beyond anything I'd ever experienced before.
You see, the lethargy can be, there could be that sort of physical lethargy, and the body is exhausted. You know, you're waking up exhausted, but your mind is very, very active. In fact, you're putting too much strain on the mind through the, excess rumination, excess worry. And of course, what you're doing during the day when that's happening is you're activating your autonomic nervous system excessively. So this might be a good opportunity to actually explain the cycle of depression, how it works from the Yuma Givens perspective.
Please do.
Okay, so if we start off with saying you're not getting some emotional need met, or a combination of emotional needs met in balance. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to worry. Why is my life not working perfectly, right? What is it about me that is making my life so miserable? Or what is it about the world or other people that's making my life so miserable? So you're trying to work out a problem, and the worry is really, it's a misuse of your imagination, because it sort of works like this. Your imagination is future-based. So you go into the future, you imagine the worst outcomes, you get the sense of the feeling associated with those worst outcomes. You bring it back to the present and then look forward with that feeling.
My
Isn't that
word.
great?
That's fantastic.
So as I say, through all the rumination and worry, you're activating your nervous system. But you're not completing any of those circuits, or at least a lot of them during the day. So normally, if we get, let's see if I can give you an example. Let's say you got angry at your boss, or you felt angry at your boss, and you decided to express that anger in the moment. Well, you've completed the circuit there. But let's say you get angry at your boss and you don't say anything. You don't do anything. You just keep it all inside. So that's an arousal of your nervous system that then has to get deactivated during your sleep. And one of the functions of dreaming is to deactivate those unexpressed emotional arousals that you've experienced during the day. And that's one of the reasons we evolved to dream, is that, we can suspend our natural instinctual emotional arousals, because it sort of frees us up. If we were acting out everything in the moment, we wouldn't have much time for anything else. We'd be totally dysfunctional. So we take that into our sleep. And one of the purposes of dreaming is to deactivate those emotional arousals, but dreaming does it in a metaphorical way. And one of the reasons it's in metaphor is so that we don't confuse it with reality. When we wake up, we don't go, oh, that actually happened. That would be even more confusing. So it's acted out metaphorically, and then it sort of cleans the slate for the next day. Now, that would be the ideal situation if we're not doing that emotional arousal excessively. But if we're doing it excessively, then the dreaming state, it has to do an awful lot of work. So you're spending excessive time in the REM state. And of course, your brain is incredibly active during that phase of sleep. And if you're doing it excessively, that's what burns all the energy. That's why you wake up so lethargic and demotivated. And of course, then it's hard to get your needs met if you're not feeling very motivated. And so the cycle just continues. So, in the treatment of depression, well, we have to steer you towards getting your needs met, but we also have to lower your emotional arousal and get you to use your imagination more constructively during the day, so that you're not creating all of these incomplete emotional arousals. And if we can do that, then your sleep balance returns and you wake up feeling refreshed and feeling motivated. And then, of course, that enables you to work on getting your needs met.